Well, Mark, thank you
Okay,
for
Mark,
all
thanks a
your
lot.
support and friendship and everything. The 5 to the 7 is tough here.
The 5 to the 7 is very tough. In the meantime, he pocketed just 2 balls on the break again. He's playing 8 ball,
Exactly.
and Duel's playing 9 ball,
That's true.
after the break. Now the 4 to the 5 will be the key to this rack because he has to get pretty exact on the 5 play position for the 7 because he likes that 3 cushion route and it is available from the 5 to the 7.
The problem, you got to be real careful too, Billy. If you get the angle you want to play the shot you alluded to, if you go long enough to miss the 9 to get position 3 rails on the 7, it's possible you could snooker yourself behind the
Yeah, there's nothing easy about the situation, but of course that's the one he has to deal with what he has. But that's probably the route he would like to take. But now he's ended up awkwardly on the 4, so therefore he's really got to recover from this position.
I think I'd try to bounce the cue ball over between the 7 and 8 and back out a couple of feet where I had the angle I wanted.
And it wouldn't be a bad idea to hit the 7 here. Maybe relocate it.
No, especially if you could hit the high side of it. This is the shot I like right here. But he didn't. He got the angle he wanted. He looked at this, and this is the angle he wanted. I don't know what he's got in mind. I certainly wouldn't play
This wouldn't be the angle that I would want.
Well, no.
I mean, he's really limited on what he can do with this angle.
Well, how about drawing it back up around the area of the 7, and you could bank it cross corner, cross side, or play a safety. I'm not going to play the combination.
Well, he's going to play the combination, He must really be feeling good. Because he actually played for the angle that he ended up with to play position
Right,
for the
that's what I
combination.
said, yeah. Which surprised both of us.
Because that certainly isn't in our thinking plan at this point in our lives to play position for this combination.
Right. Oh, if they were 6 inches apart, maybe.
Well, in the meantime, he's leading by 6 games, and obviously his decision making is pretty good. And his accuracy is pretty good too.
Well, he hit that with the absolute optimum speed. He really did.
But he put such a beautiful stroke on the 5 to get close enough on that combination to be able to hit as accurately as he did with the confidence that he hit it with.
Right.
Nice stroke on the 5 to the combination point.
Just draw this back, or you could even draw it back to the end rail and back up if you felt that good. But that'd be a little froggy for my taste.
Well, now it looks like we're going to have a 7-game lead here. Cue ball frozen on just about on that side cushion, creating a little bit of a problem, but I don't think so. Not the way he's playing.
He can hit this medium speed. Not have trouble with it. How many in a row is that? Wasn't it 8 to 7 at one juncture? That means he's won
was 8 to
6
7.
in a row, or 6 or
Yeah,
7 in a
six-
row. Because
six
I
in
don't
a-
know who wanted to get it to 8 to 7.
7, he's won. It was 8 to 7. It's going to be he won 6 in a row. 8 to 7 to 14 to 7. It's now 14 to 7. He's won 6 in a row.
Now let's see if he elects to do the same break. I really like the results he got that last time.
Oh, how can you not?
He's more towards the rack. I like this. He even put it another inch higher. See if he can make Whitey die in the middle of the table.
Yeah, they're really exploding. The balls are really exploding when he's breaking them, They're moving well, and he's playing well behind
Our
it.
mutual friend Freddie the Beard is a little bit nutty and strange, but he's a genius in some areas. And some scientists explained to him years ago that the reason a corner ball would go in 9 ball on a hard break is because of the electric stuff that was involved, and that the corner balls move forward an inch. That's what Freddie's got in his book, and it makes sense to me because they don't really lie to go in the pocket.
You mean the force of the ball is moving forward an inch.
Exactly.
Now, is that a foul here?
I don't know how they're playing in all the tours nowadays. That is, so I think it is.
Well, I'll tell you what. If it is a foul, that's exactly what the doctor ordered for DEUEL right now, trailing by 7 games in the match, 14-7, and he really hasn't
We
seen
need
much
to find
to
the
shoot.
one ball that has disappeared on us.
Well, maybe that's in favor of Corey. They can start playing 9-ball.
Well, you know, people don't realize it, but for a lot of years, we played all games, even including straight pool, where knocking a ball off the table was not a foul. And
You're right, exactly,
I don't
yeah.
know if that was good or bad. We got used to it, and then somebody changed it.
I really feel it should be a foul.
Probably.
It doesn't seem like it's it's attacking the dignity of the game by calling it not a foul.
Well,
Because the
here's
ball
a-
off a table, I mean, come on, that's not supposed to be.
you hear it stated in different ways in various sports. Here's a situation where it's a must out for Corey. He's got to run out, in my opinion, to kind of get himself back in this.
I think he tried to hit the 8 there, keeping himself with the ideal angle on the 3 to drop for the 4. Now he's got to,
He can follow this out of here. High left. Cue ball goes up right about where he is now, or a little lower.
and then he's going to deal with the presence of the 8 when he's playing position for the 5. So this is a little bit tricky too.
You gotta be careful. He definitely does. That was a good shot.
Now he's just about out of the woods here.
Yeah, I like to go above the 8 here.
Yeah, it's definitely the correct side of the 7 to be on. Yeah, above it. Well, he
Wow.
didn't think so.
Now this got funny.
Because of the position of the 9, yeah.
I like using high right, coming 2 rails like this.
And he's falling short.
But what I like better is not having to get in that spot to begin with.
Now this is funny. This is really funny here now.
I think he can hit this with a high ball. No, he's using low left. All right, it doesn't lay right. He'll come 1 rail back towards the 9. So from where he was, that was a nice stroke.
I mean, he had to play a lot of tricky little shots to get
Right.
out the track. And that, I believe that's because he didn't play on the other side of the 8 for position for the 7.
Right.
Well, anyways, he managed to put the 10 down.
Yeah, he had to have that.
Yeah, and after 22 games, he trails by 6 games in the match, 14-8. Yeah, I'll take a cup of coffee. Thank you. Thank you.
What do you think, Billy?
Cream and sugar, am I? Thank you.
To me, and I really appreciate it. One thing I like about this diamond equipment, so you got it in your room, I have it in mine, and we can practice on exactly what we figure to be gambling at or playing in a tournament on.
Well, you know what? I think the diamond is going to really take over the market. It seems like there's a lot of people very, very interested in purchasing diamond tables and obviously playing on them. And the more people that I talk to are in agreement with us that the diamond table is by far the best playing table.
By the way,
the
I'm
world
going to
today.
start a one-pocket league in my place, and there's a lot of excitement about it. See, I always believed in the bank pool and the one-pocket product, and I think it'll draw and be as popular as 9-ball given it a little time. And I've got some nice businessmen and some yuppie-type people that are nice couples that are coming to play one-pocket.
Really?
Yep.
Well, that's encouraging. It really is.
I'll let you know how it goes.
I wish you would. Because that's always been a game where we thought that you had to be an experienced player to play, but not so.
Well, it's going to be
Once you learn
handicapped and
it.
fairly and so on. Okay.
Because one pocket is a very, very interesting game to play. You have to have some intelligence to play the game, obviously. But you have to have intelligence to play any pool game, but particularly in one pocket. And I think that once people have an idea how the game's played, they would enjoy it because it's an interesting game.
Well, my wife did a very nice, uh, one wall kind of dedicated to my career, or whatever it might have been, and it's got a lot of interesting stuff, especially about one pocket on it. People walk in, they see that, and they ask questions, and I show them a few things. Now, here, Billy, what do you do with the doggone five ball? He was grimacing. I don't think it goes. I think the six passes the.
Yeah, the six goes, but the five doesn't. He struck that too hard. He's not really playing smoothly. He's not the more confident of the two
He's had
players.
little problems with his speed, has he not?
Yes, he has. I don't know what he intends on doing here. Is this a two pass? I mean, I don't think it passes.
Well, it must, the way he's addressing this shot. Good shot.
Well, he played the forgiveness of the pockets.
Right.
You know.
Okay. Now, I'd like to get up about where the nine ball is, but of course, not exactly there, where I can cut the four ball to my right and come down the table and
Right.
get position on the five.
And I think that would be the ideal position to shoot the four from, but I don't know if he can get there from where he is now.
Well, maybe not. We'll see in a moment. Or if that's even where he decides to get. Well, he's acting like it goes. You know, one thing about these diamond tables, they will take a half pocket shot. If you get the right angle, you can even shoot it hard if you want to. Well, he's not going to like this.
I don't know what he had in mind.
He was trying to get close to it and straight in, I think. Is he banking this ball?
Oh, he's going to sell out again here.
Well, a lot of times discretion is the better part of valor. And he might have been a little better advised to play safe once he got where he did.
Mm-hmm. But he didn't have a good safety available there, you know. I mean,
Well,
maybe
not.
the
I
back
thought he
was the
did.
best shot because
Okay.
he took a shot and had an opportunity to win with it, but it didn't seem like it was that difficult of a shot when he shot it because he seemed like he had enough room to bank it.
Now this is near perfect, except he's a little farther from it, maybe than he wanted to be. But given the angle on the five ball, that was his only reasonable choice. Yep, good shot. He'll use a straight draw with maybe just the slightest little bit of left English and just pull the cue ball up towards the nine like that. Good shot.
Well, no one said it was going to be easy, so Corey's going to probably end up trailing after this rack by 7 games again. But he's a fairly resilient player, you know. He didn't win the U.S. Open and the World 7-Ball Championships and the Players' Championship by not being able to come back from deficits of this.
Okay, it's 15-8.
I figured that if Van Boeing, I figured Van Boeing may have the lead after day one by about 3 or 4 games. I figured that he would need at least a 3 or 4 game lead to win this match. But you know, he has a 7-game lead now, and you know, but of course we're far from over in day one. We have a lot more at play in game one, in day one. A lot more play left in day
But
one.
to tell you the truth, Billy, I'm not really familiar with this type of format very much. I don't know what is a sizable lead. I know Earl lost to Efren once when he was leading by like 20 games. They played I forget, a color of money pool they called it, or something over there, and yeah, he was leading by 15 or 20 games, and Efren came back on him.
The ball, the ball that Duel's been playing, the second ball behind the one for the inside, that's the ball that's been going in when Shane's been breaking them,
Okay.
and it's the 6.
Well, in 8 ball on that IPT tour, Wade Crane and Ike Reynolds were working with me for me to play the second ball in the rack in 8 ball.
That's what was happening. Yeah,
The same principle. Right?
exactly, exactly.
I tell you, it's starting to get a little dicey here. If I'm a Corey supporter, I'm starting to get slightly worried.
Of course, because Corey was the figure player here, if there was one, meaning that he was the favorite, and all of a sudden he's trailing by 7 games.
Well,
and,
not in this part of the country, though.
well, I mean, not for the local people, no, but for players supposedly in the know, he was the figure player here. Because he's the guy that has amassed the credentials to be the favorite. He's the U.S. Open champion, the Player Championship. He won that, the UPA Tour Championship.
Oh, if the 4 does not pass the 9 up the long rail, got to be careful. 3 to the 4.
And it looks like he's fallen a little bit short here.
Yes, he has.
Now he's going to go away from the 4, and that's something that he didn't want to do.
Well, with the new cloth, you cannot use high right. You're not going to get to the right side of the 10 ball. You probably snooker yourself or get in trouble. He's looking at going through rails towards the 4, but that doesn't look great either. I don't know.
No, the position of the 8 sort of deters you from obviously taking that option, but of course he doesn't have much of a choice here. I mean, yeah, it has to go away from the 4. And like I said, the 8 ball he almost hit the 8. Maybe he'd have been better off hitting it. No, I don't think he can. Can he pocket this ball?
This is a shot that's easy to foul it if you try to cut it in. And if you bank it, you don't get position on the 5. This is a tough spot. I don't know what the right shot is here. He might be able to shoot at this and not hit it too hard, where he leaves it safe if he doesn't make it. I'm not sure. Unless you're standing right over this, addressing it, it's hard
right,
to see.
you can't get a feel of the shot.
That's what I meant. Nice shot. Now he can follow this 2 rails. I like that better than drawing it. It doesn't lay right to draw it or bounce it out 1 rail. High right. Just like this. Beautiful.
And this is Kerr's natural position. 3 rails.
3 rails towards the 8
But it looks
ball.
like he's drawing it here, look.
Well, he can if he wants, but... Well, if he were playing on a table with old cloth and 4-inch pockets, he might get in trouble once in a while playing that type of position like he's done a couple times. But on this equipment right now, he's fine with it. Doesn't make any difference. He's playing very nicely as we roll right along. And
Yeah, he's not making very many mistakes at all, and that's one of the reasons why he's been able to amass such a lead here. Now looks like it's going to be an 8-game lead. And like McCready says, it's like a nightmare. It keeps getting worse and worse.
Exactly. $16 to 8 as we speak.
And this is the second time in the match that Shane Van Boeing has doubled Corey Duel's production. And the longer the match goes, if he is able to double it again, it's even worse and worse. In other words, 20-10 is worse than 16-8.
Right.
And 40-20 is really bad. So the longer the match goes, if he's able to double the production, it bodes big time problems for Duel. But it's still early in this match. Don't forget, it's a race to 100. So therefore, a lot of play left. There's the 6 on the side again. Do you see it go on the side?
Yep.
And then once again, the cue ball.
And the one in the cue ball down in the same area.
Exactly.
Well, I played Flyboy once, and I beat him 11-0 in a race for $1,000, and this was in the 60s, which was quite a bit of money in the 60s. Then he beat me a race for $1,000, 11-10. So I came out 10 games ahead of him, and we broke even.
Yeah.
Now here's a shot the Filipinos excel at, especially like Efren. He'd use inside English and get this ball up the table with a just above center ball, like he's looking at doing here. This is a nice shot. Just like this.
Well, he certainly got his hands full with this shot. I don't know. Yeah, does the 4 pass the 9?
Yeah, it passes.
Corner?
Yeah. So you got to lag this in. You can't go 2 rails. A 7 is a possibility. A scratch. Just have to roll this in the pocket.
It's a tough shot to roll it.
Well, an 8-game lead makes it a bit easier.
And he really hasn't left Duel that easy of a situation from the position of the 3 in the cue ball.
Well, James Christopher used to tell me, and he was smart in many ways, that the balls will tell you who's winning. Right? If Corey had an 8-game lead, the 3 would have been hung up in the pocket.
Yeah, exactly. And now the bank becomes a very good option here. I don't know what he's going to do. Wow, nicely struck there. But then once again, he's got some problems.
Yeah, look at this. He's going to have to play position for the 7 on the side, isn't he?
He may have to force it to that side rail and try to go around the 9.
Okay.
So he was dividing his thoughts in between the 9 and hitting the 9 and pocketing the ball, and that's not good enough on that particular type of a shot.
You're right. And I know I've missed lots of shots in my life where I didn't have my mind made up 100% what I wanted to do, and then just go ahead and devote all of my attention and ability to that one end.
Exactly. On that type of a shot, when you know there's a possible confrontation with a ball you don't want to hit, but you know it's going to be close, you're best served by shooting the shot accurately and make sure you get an accurate hit on the ball. And this match is starting to get a little bit too much out of hand right now for Duel. In other words, he's trailing by 8 games, and now it looks like he can be trailing by 9 games. And even though it's a race to 100, you don't want to get too far behind.
No, absolutely not.
Particularly when he made a nice shot on the 3, and he got okay on the 4.
Yeah.
Not perfect, but okay.
I think young Shane is the type of player that if you do give him a big lead going into day 2, he's not going to squander it.
Well, yeah, it certainly looks like that. He's even though he's a young player, he certainly doesn't play like a young player.
Exactly.
Well, we've played 25 games, and the score after 25 games is Van Boeing 17, Corey Duel 8. And the Duel camp is certainly not comfortable out there, as you can see them all twitching. Not really happy with the results here so far.
I like the way the crowd is behaving here, too. They're about equal in their applause for both players. I like that a lot. I played many places where I was uncomfortable by the way the audience cheered for my opponent. Then I've been places where I was playing their local best player, and they pulled for me to win because the guy was such a jerk.
Yeah, well, but you had to expect any crowd to pull for their local player.
Yeah, but they're doing it very tastefully.
Yeah, and which is definitely a compliment to the niceness of the people in this area, He's going to scratch. He's going to scratch. He pocketed 4 balls on the break, by the way. You know, there's no excuse not to get out from here, considering there's only 6 balls left on the table. But you know, he's really not comfortable right now with the way he's been playing. And if he doesn't get out here, then it's really going to hurt him. This is a must out here.
Oh, absolutely, it is a must out. If he doesn't get out here, he needs to make a settlement, maybe. He's got a lot of heart. Plenty of fight in him.
He's not going into the 8, is he? Oh, I thought he was going to go into the 8 and push it toward the pocket.
No, again, we cannot overstress the value of this tenet. You don't want to run in the balls if you don't have to. Awfully easy to get in trouble.
Well, it looks like he is going to get out.
Yeah, pretty smooth there. He needed that game badly.
No, he certainly did. That's game number 26. Duel now trails by 8 games in the match, 17-9. Who would have thought that at this juncture of the match, either player would have been trailing by that many games? 8 games is a lot of games to be trailing by, particularly playing 10 ball.
It doesn't surprise me. You know, I'm noticing a lot of equity in college football, too. I've always been a big fan of college football, and Appalachian State beating Michigan. Of course, they were lucky there. That coach kicked a field goal with 26 seconds left on first down from a little chip shot field goal. I mean, he's not supposed to win the game. Michigan comes back and they have to block a field goal for them to win it. Don't you run the clock down to like 2 seconds and then kick it on 4th down, where Michigan has no chance to beat you?
That's exactly right. Of course you do.
So he got very lucky. And then Florida South or something beat Auburn the other day. Because Auburn had 5 turnovers, and you can't do that.
And that's what happens when a player or a team upsets another one. It's turnovers. Usually